see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Felt like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, oh my, we ride for my brothers, no lie. All you can.
We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with the Cleveland Browns. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Good. 180. 50 seconds. Point it right.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. That's complete to Demetrius Harris, the tight end. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. You think back to last year when these two teams met in Week 3. That was a big one for the Browns franchise and for Baker Mayfield. Mayfield came in relief of Tyrod Taylor and broke the Browns' 19-game losing streak, beating fellow rookie Sam Darnold 21-17. And after the game, a lot of you will remember Browns management unlocking the, shall we call them, refreshment fridges that had been padlocked for so long until the Browns got that victory. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Mayfield to throw it. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Well, sometimes when you try to defend OBJ, you're going to get a PI call.
You might get a PI called at just about any point during his route. And I think a lot of teams have taken the whole philosophy of, hey, just go ahead and do what you have to do and hope eventually they'll quit calling it. But not in this case. They dropped the flag for the pass interference.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
50 seconds to mark. Hey, let's go.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The safety Marcus May in there on the coverage.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Go.
On third down, Mayfield. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Ryan Poole that time there to get a hand on it. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
The Browns send out their punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
Get ready. At their own 18-yard line.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 18.
It's just me and you.
6-6. Pull it high.
80. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Red 80.
They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On the counter, here's Bell. That all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Le'Veon Bell, 79 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
The Browns drive about to get started and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
At the 28-yard line.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He's going to float this one deep right side. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tremaine Johnson. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. It's a big run that time by Bell. 48 yards. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking to hit his running back, Le'Veon Bell, that time. And now it's 2nd down.
They had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense.
Check, check. Motion to backfield. Motion to the backfield.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Le'Veon Bell with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And it's a touchdown for the Jets.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 and out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Regular.
Now Mayfield. And he lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Darnold. Crowder's got it over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Kill. Undercrush.
Now they'll try the sweep with Bell. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. That kind of looked like a defense fed up by being gashed in the running game all night.
Yeah, and imagine their coach saying, if you're fed up on that play, where were you the rest of the time? What took you so long? But flip it over to the offensive side. They've been dominating this thing, and to finally have a play go against them, that's not something that's going to make them feel very good this evening.
His throw caught right around the 6. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another 1st and goal. Back to throw, Darnold. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Quincy Anoon with the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. You got a nice lead. You should be able to protect it. But if you get careless with the football, look out.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And he's going to go down, but a penalty marker, too, and they might very well have jumped the snap there. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Here's another 2nd and goal, this time from half the distance closer. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jannard Avery came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. After the sack, 3rd and goal now from the 12. Darnold from the gun. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. Anunwa, the intended target. It had been a near-perfect beginning to this football game. Already a double-digit lead first quarter, but their first misstep.
And you know how it is, partner. Sometimes when everything's going right, you start to feel like you can do just about anything you want on the field. This one didn't work out. If I were him, I'd go to my defensive captain and say, pick me up, my man. Help me out.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 21-0 our score after 1. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Mayfield looks to throw. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so
pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Blowing that play up was Henry Anderson.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football.
That's caught inside the 20. A big play that time for Cleveland. 57 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. And he coughed it up.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Alert, 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 alert. Cut. Hey, orbit.
Here we go.
On 2nd and 7, Mayfield over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Landry. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Pistol. One cut.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
180. Hey, alert 33. Hey, alert, 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 alert. One cut.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, We have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
When Leonard Williams was picked in the 2015 NFL Draft, I compared him to Merlin Olsen, and I got a lot of grief about it. Did you just see that play there? Did you see how he made that move and made that tackle? That was Merlin Olsen-esque there.
I just perked up when you said Merlin Olsen.
Yeah, a lot of people said, hey, that's too much, too far, and maybe it is early, but I think this guy has a chance of fulfilling that.
Mayfield down. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. David Njoku, his first touchdown of the new season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Bell, of course, 3-time 1,000-yard rusher. Sat out 2018, but you look back to 2017, a tick under 1,300 yards and almost 700 more receiving. Now, after the run by Bell, here's another 1st and 10. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Darnold throwing complete to Crowder, and he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The shotgun snap for Darnold. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A good pickup there at 22.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop him?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
Hey, Alpha!
Darnold for the red zone now. Darnold, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Darnold now to throw. That is caught inside the 5. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now Bell, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Here's Darnold. That's going to be caught by Crowder. It's a Jets touchdown. Jamison Crowder as the first half is winding down. And the Jets will extend their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Here we go.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Here's Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Jets have recovered. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game. So we now proceed to the start of the 2nd half. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And the Jets set to receive this 3rd quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the 2nd half.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Throwing on 2nd down, Darnold. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Olivier Vernon coming in with some force for the sack that time.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
On 3rd down, here's Bell. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. We'll check on his status when we get back. Here's Lachlan Edwards now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. He's got Njoku over the middle. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Mayfield now hitting on 2/3 of his passes. 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10.
Hey, Haywood!
Check.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 10 more there and another first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
They'll run it here with Hunt. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
180! You better be afraid of me! Regular!
They'll try to run with Hunt. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Seibert's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Check 52. Check 26. Check 26. You draw Corkers. Get him. You got it. Hello, 80.
58. Right there.
To throw is Darnold. And that is incomplete here.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Check 3. Red 80.
Here's Darnold. Trying to lay one up deep. And that's caught inside the 35. Over 30 yards there. And first downs on 3 consecutive plays now.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Darnold off the play fake to Bell. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. He was looking for a Nunwa there. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
They're not ready for this. They still playing suck. Y'all playing the wrong pistol. Kill.
Following the interception, Mayfield. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Flush to his right. The ball comes out, and this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
He finds Beckham complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
First down.
Mayfield now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11. 39-yard line.
Single. I single the slot.
King.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mayfield. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 45-yard line. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Mayfield on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Mayfield with it once more. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns make some inroads here on that deficit. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, all of a sudden, we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a two-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before. When you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay, it's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to fashion together a good drive right here and now.
Because defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Let's go, let's go.
On the catch, it's Crowder. Pushing his way through. A big play there on the catch and run. 41 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
65. 65. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
They run the counter. Bell. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
3rd down and 11.
We're going to start. 53, check 53.
Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball.
And 80.
Check 13, check 13.
Oh, 80. It's run, it's run.
And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game, so he's really made his presence felt in this one.
So on 4th down, Adam Gase turns to the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Browns drive about to get started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jarvis Landry. His first touchdown here of the new campaign as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now Darnold. Letting one go deep for a new one. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
Now it's Darnold. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Bell. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
That's what I do. Motion.
Here we go.
They'll go again with Bell. And some room to run now. And he cuts it back right, and he's got a crease. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. And he will be taken down, but not before he gets this to the Browns' 9.
That's another Jets first down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Catch it.
Red 80. Recon, 132 fighter.
SOS.
Hey, check 24.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Let's go. Let's do this.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got it 1st and goal as they search for what could be a game-sealing touchdown. Now Bell. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. They'll give this to Bell running right. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter. Do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
This is Bell, and he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Jets will extend their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
To throw again on second down. Mayfield. That one is caught by Hunt. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
First down.
A first down throw for Mayfield. Now a desperation throw. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. As his guys are back within a single score. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Oh, and did the Browns get it? I think so, yes. So they've accomplished half the mission, Charles. They get the onside kick. They do need a touchdown here, but they've got some time to do it.
In the excitement, there's no need to press. Plenty of time. They have the opportunity. Now they just need to execute and finalize things.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is caught at the 20. It's a gain of 34. Big plays back and forth just continue. Both offenses excelling.
And I hear the excitement in your voice while you're calling this game. This hurts my soul as a defensive player, watching these teams go up and down the field.
And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage.
And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down one. That extra point is not a gimme.
A very important extra point there, up and good, and we may very well be headed to overtime. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Tie game, probably time for one final play here. What do you do in this spot?
Now you're thinking about Hail Mary. You've got to find a way to heave it all the way towards the end zone and give yourself a chance. Your time management sheet tells you with this amount left on the clock, you don't get cute and try and get 2 plays, because if you try that, that's all you're going to get is 1, and it won't be a 1 towards the end zone.
How will they handle it? Let's find out. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Off of play action, Darnold. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball...
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, fighting off the defender.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Bell. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it, because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses, because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Darnold, his first throw in overtime. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. The D-tackle, Sheldon Richardson, came barreling in for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Real.
To throw, Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete. He was looking for Landry that time, and it's 3rd down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. from the gun, Mayfield. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. Run. 57's Mike.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He was trying to go back to Beckham there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And again, it's Mayfield. And he completes it to Hunt. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
King. Check out. Hey, exit. Done. King. Done.
Mayfield now from the 50. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
The Browns send out their punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Check 3. 22 jet bomber.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Bell, and they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT.
It's 4th down.
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down.
58 to my son. 58 to Mike.
Hey, they're scared. Hey, Charlie.
58 to Mike.
Keep going up.
And here we go on 4th. Darnold, that's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. Adam Gase rolls the dice. It doesn't pan out. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime.
80 weapons. Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Rock with the 7.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime.